And again, with this number of players, I'm going to slow things down a bit just to get the introductions done, get our sorting in order. So we have team 1 here, and it's the top bottom split. So you've got 2 people on the left hand side and a 4-person split, so straight across the middle. And there, have a quick look at the reclaim, and there is 25k on the map to grab. But interestingly, there are things like this. Functioning tech launcher, you can either choose to capture it, or you can choose to reclaim it, and the same thing goes right back behind in the base. That's right, there's a T3 Strat Bomber sitting under here. If you can reclaim all this out of the way, or maybe just drop an engineer and you can grab that. Alright, introductions are a go. So for team number 1, over on the left hand side, we're going to have a look. It is first off Satoru Gojo, and it's going to be Gojo for now. Maybe Satoru, I haven't decided yet. We'll find out what happens as the game goes on. Anyway, he is Brightwing. He is Cybran. He's opening with mass extractors. That's not normal. Anyway, besides Satoru, it is another Cybran, is Samsite. Samsite, he's Burgundy, and he's first to land, get himself some mass extractors and pigeons. That's the way to do it. And now for the rest of team number 1, in the corner up here we have Elmi. Elmi is Seraphim. Elmi is in yellow. Get himself a first lane factory going on up. And you see, nobody actually has a Hydro except for the air player, who's R300 today and is the highest rated player in the game at a ranking of 1200. Of course, beside him is the lowest rated player at a ranking of 0. It is Elmi, so that is all well and good. Anyway, he's opening first lane, getting some double adjacency out of there. And down in front of him we have Prince of Wrath. Prince of Wrath? However you want to pronounce it, he's going to be Prince. And he is UEF. He's in a nice combat green, and he's opening first land. I forgot to mention R300 is Aeon in red. Having a day of it. Been a while. Anyway, and finish off for team number 1. It is Crazy. Crazy UEF. Crazy is in the blue. And Crazy is finishing off his first factory, and is then working on the rest of his base. Okay, so that's team number 1. Let's have a gander at team number 2. First off, the 2 guys sitting over here all by their lonesome. It is Thomas Kick. Anyway, he's just going to be Thomas. He's also UEF. He's in light blue instead of the medium blue that Crazy is, and he is got his first name factory up, Plans Ahoy, and supporting him on the right hand side is another UEF player, and this is Hyzerkite. Hyzerkite is green. He's got his factory down and he's working on his energy. So these 2 guys over there, and in the 4-pod on the other side for these guys we have BG Yuri. Not the Yuri, this is BG Yuri, the bad guy Yuri, because he's only 200 rated. And anyway, he's got first air factory out, popping down some power over there. Beside Yuri in the proper air, back air slot is Evgenik. Evgenik 1987. Anyway, there's going to be EV or Ev. Maybe Evgenik if I feel nice. But anyway, he's Cybran. He is purple. In front of him, another Aeon player, and it is Lextax. Lex. Just going to call him Lex now. Anyway, he is, like I said, Lavender Aeon. He's got his factory down, getting his pigeon up, and his mixes up, and looking to put some pigeons around his mass extractor, which will make it cheaper, using less energy when it does the upgrade. And finally, for team number 2, another Aeon player. This is Utopian. So Utopian is in white, very appropriate for Utopian style. He's got a land factory, getting his first scout out. So that's the map. Plenty to fight over. There are mixes all over the place. There's reclaim all over the place. These guys are going to be good to go. We're going to jam this back to normal speed. Just have a look at the factions. We can see we have every faction represented for team number 1. We've got a couple of Cybran, a couple of UEF, Seraphim, and an Aeon. Team 2 does not have the Seraphim. Instead, it's a couple of UEF, a Cybran, and 3 Aeon players. All good to go. Alrighty. And we are good. So, civilians that are this color, this beigey, whatever, I'm just going to call it beige, but civilian structures that are this color are neutral, completely, totally 100% neutral. You can just walk up to that point of defense and you can capture it if you want, or you can reclaim it. The choice is entirely yours. And this is a basin with so much reclaim. There is 3,500 reclaim in the central spot. The huge mount in this divot, which of course, because of how, I don't think you can get an engineer in there. I don't think you can land units, so it's going to be edge reclaim to try and grab all of this. Alrighty. Pushing up on the right, it is Thomas. He has grabbed his hydro, or that hydro there. Wee bit behind is Satoru Gojo. He's moved on up, is popping down a land factory. Going to get some extra spam going on there. I do wonder if we're going to see a play for either of these tech launches. Interestingly, you cannot get around this edge here of this mountain by land. So this could actually be pushed up to by Gojo. He could wander all the way up here and be safe as long as he doesn't get cut off. If we got cut off, he's good issues, but natural little bit of there. Right, scout out for Utopian. He wants to keep an eye on what's going on here, and he's going to need to. This is a hunter wandering in. We might see the very first bit of action if that hunter spots. Taking a shot, taking another shot. The wander on past, and the spirit is just having a go at it. I'm going to go right over this way and walk into a commando. Give her a good time. Oh, here's our first kill of the game. Congratulations, Utopian. You are the winner. First kill. Second kill. And now there's a mole that is getting tickled down by a spirit. Go, spirit, go. Get the kill. Go on, you can do it. Yeah. Look at that. Spirit with a kill. How often do you see that? Very rarely. Anyway. We have Thomas in a strange location. Kind of stuck where he is. Prince of Wrath has pushed up. And trying to build a factory with an engineer while the commander fights. All it's going to take is a bit of extra support from Prince, and then Thomas is going to have a bit of a problem. Ambitious to push all that way up though, wants to try and claim this area rather than sit back behind the gap like these guys are. And speaking of pushing on up, this is Satoru, Mr. Gojo. He is moving through with a sizable force here. A few Mantis who have a T1 ID and an anti-air, but they're not going to do anything against the commander. They might as well fall back and try and reduce their losses. There we go. I think that's a capture order. There goes an energy drop here from Evgenic, but Damsite was maybe anticipating this because labs are here and they don't want to stay there. They're going to get reclaimed if they sit there, and that's unfortunate. Some well-positioned labs, they had the right of it. Managed to knock out the energy, stop them building, but not enough, and now they're going to carry on building, although a commander pushing up will help in that area. Right, up on here we see Heizegite. He is, that's a reclaim, so he's reclaimed that structure. I do wonder how much mass is in that. Yeah, so there we go. So Utopian did reclaim, sorry, capture that point of defeat. It's a bit of protection for his comm, so that's handy. Right hand side, these two guys are still going at it. Both of them are very healthy. Two factories up, they're going to help pop out some reinforcing units, but a bit of run by on Prince, so that is Thomas getting his base under attack. Push on the left here. This is Lexac though. On an upgrade, plenty of units to assist. Alright, factory going to go down. Oh, 500. Not a bad amount of reclaim. Might have been a bit higher before it died. Over this side we see Utopian is going to be fine. But that T1 PD for a reason. Yeah, it's been very handy. There we go, Samsite has finished up there. Going to build his own T1 PD. Could even rebuild his own factory on that because of course he is Cybran. It's us, but now some of his own units. On the right hand side though, Thomas not looking terribly healthy. He's down to 5,500 of course, so his opponent isn't very much better, but the problem is Thomas is surrounded by units and that's not looking good. 2,500 health, but Prince doesn't want to stand too close to that when he dies. Under 2,000, but now I don't think there's enough units to kill him, especially with some overcharges going in, and he's actually going to get out of here alive. Maybe with not a lot of health, but he is going to get out of there because Prince did not keep pushing with his comm. He could have killed him right there, right then, Keep pushing with this comp, get a few shots, and look at that, under 600 health. A few more shots, a little bit more damage, and Thomas would have been dead. As it is, he survives, and he's actually going to get away with all health. Alright. T2 upgrade a piece. Lex is very much further along with his. We're able to get established to look at maybe holding this choke point with some of that. Here we see Sam's side is doing some reclaim, but not doing it well, because as we said, that terrain is just absolutely terrible. Just want to keep an eye on the very low Thomas, because I don't see any kind of air. I take that back. Mercies. Mercies will do it. Just a mercy, or even one actually, at that health. A drop coming in from Emgen. That going looks like it's going up here. Just going to grab something that's reclaimed by the look of it, but may not last long because there are some enemy units in the mix. Interceptors coming over. They're going to say good day to the air transport. Going to knock it out of the sky, and that's all she wrote. Interceptor's now actually going to screen for this mercy. Is it enough to kill him all? He's still under 1500. Ooh, if it flies too close to the archer, it's gonna make it. Skirts the archer. The anti-air was identified. The mercy has skirted around, and we're going to see Thomas go out with a mercy. Ah, boom! It's very low. Very low indeed, but liking the gap is Heisergeist, so his comms there to help stop any kind of push through should that happen down here. We have a lot of fighting going on the left. Estak has T2, but he's paused his gun upgrade. Maybe he does want to do that because there's service turret going on back there. Right, not full share. So Thomas is down, and that leaves Heiser. Heisergeist on the right hand side. He's got an unupgraded command. He's got a few units with him, which can help absorb some of the damage, but he's going to want to be careful. Nice overcharge there, picks up a couple of units. Definitely going to help, but yeah, he's going to need support. Maybe his own support. Got an army over here which is facing off against Crazy, so he's actually 2 versus 1 on the right hand side. He's going to have some problems. He is going to have a second base he can pick up. A couple of strikers are going to come on down. They're going to have a go at these NGs, which are not so good. Left hand side, well, this little choke point is doing exactly the same. Gun upgrade is almost done for leg stack. It's just a speed upgrade, so that'll be handy. Got a push coming in from Utopia. Possibly not a great place to go. Do we have some units, and that's T2 as well. That's a Elsheva. Some T1 RD did have a go at the point defense. No dice there. Where's Utopia's com? I think he's dropped all the way back. I didn't even see him. No, he's still up front. Right up front. Okay, I take that back. And Lextag getting in with his command of the speed upgrade, killing off some units, getting a bit of help there. And over this side we see Crazy. Oh, Crazy's not looking good. If these guys push now and do not stop. Happy New Year, Iger. Nice to see you, my friend. I hope you had yourself a wonderful time, but right now Crazy is in trouble. He is down to 2,000 and there's enough units here to finish him off. All they've got to do is move forwards, and there's nothing to help him. Just move. Don't attack, just move. Have the units surround him. Just keep moving. Movements around, especially before Prince of Wrath turns up. 1500 health. I think this could be a missed opportunity, because now Prince has moved in and Crazy gets a rank of veterancy. He's now going to be fine with Prince helping out. Definitely a missed opportunity there. Alright, over the side we see this is Utopian. Let's put down another T1 PD. And we find, do want to try and keep an eye on this though. Crazy is still kind of hurt, and we do have Heisergeist pushing up on the right hand side. But all the units are gone. Oh, they're going to connect. Yes, they are. Oh my word. That has to be the clutch kill. I thought he'd gotten away. All he needed to do was sidestep a little bit, but 3 T1 RD with their final volleys actually managed to catch him. It was just enough to destroy. Oh, Crazy. Just enough to kill him. And now Heisergeist Just standing still with this com, taking punishment as well. What is with this game? Right down here we see Lex is trying to pop up an Oblivion. Yes, he does. Crazy's going to be a Mercies. Uh-oh. Heiser is under attack from Mercies. 1, 2, 3, pop him down. Gets a rank of veterancy at a very opportune time. And he's going to survive because he's won that rank of veterancy that has kept him alive. Without that rank of veterancy, he would have been dead. So R300 had the right amount of mercies to kill him, but did not have the veterancy taken into account, because how can you? So very close, but Heisekite needs to get on his Todd and just flee the scene. He needs to get out of there pronto. He's very weak and ready to be popped. Right, we see Utopian. People up front with this com has got a screening amount of units in front of him. They are meeting up with Ilshivas, and Ilshivas will tear through T1 units quite happily. All day, every day. And Utopian wants to consider falling back. His com has no upgrades whatsoever. No ranks of veterancy, no nothing. So T2 stage, you don't want to be up front. And have a look at this. Double com upgrades going on here. We have T2 going up for Sam side. We have Nano Repair going up for Elmi. Guys aren't serious about what they're doing. It was a T1 bomber. Looking at the tip, those are ASFs out from R300. How's the air game down here? Well, we do have T3 air from Evgen as well, so looking pretty even on that front. Although I would say R300 is a little bit ahead. He's already got a bunch of ASFs in the air. He's doing well for himself. Okay. Utopian's doing what? Okay, he's grabbing reclaim. So he wants to get up here, he wants to grab all this reclaim because, well, fair enough. There's a reclaim to be had, and why not? Maybe that's why not. Ilshiv is now pushing up on his com, and he's going to have a bad time, but does he have overcharge? Yes, he does. That's one Ilshiv down with a single shot. Good times on that front. But now there's Cerberus turret going up on there, so Damn side may be thinking about doing a PD creep. On the left hand side we have a couple of Oblivion turrets and some Cerberus turrets, but the T2ID, and we know what T2ID does, it does bad things. Right, down here, a couple of T2PD have been thrown down by Ev. Just wanted to help plug this gap just in case of a push. And where's that commander? Well, he's grabbed the nano upgrade, so he's much healthier and regenerating much faster. So he'll be safe for now. All it takes though is a couple of T1 AA dotted around the place, and mercies are no longer a problem because they are so weak. They just get blapped out of the sky very, very easily. Okay. Over here, that Cerberus turret is starting to get work done. T1 units straying into range, and they're just going to get picked off little by little. Another Cerberus turret going up, and honestly, not a good place to be. T1 units. No, that's a mad push coming in. We have units from Gojo, we have units from Sam pushing up, we have units coming in from Elmi. This is a 3 versus 1, and Utopian needs to get moving. His units are going to get overrun horribly, and it's going to be followed by him. T1 PD over here trying to get the job done, but it's getting absolutely smashed on down. And Utopian still defiantly, keeping his comm up front. He's getting some support now in from his teammate Lex, but he's not falling back, and well, I think he should be okay now. He has some support, but he's still not dropping back, and his Ilshivas could cause merry havoc with everything, although the overcharge onto those is a good pick. That's going to help thin out the numbers. Bit of an air fracas going on overhead. Actually going to go better for Ev. Maybe. Actually looking pretty even, although those are swift winds. I apologise. Not so much then. I thought R300 had a few more ACFs, but he just has swift winds, which has tilted the air balance into Evgen's favour. Right hand side we have what looked like a potential push coming up here, but they run into a swarm of triads and mongoose, just thinning out numbers at range. Had nothing doing there. Mongoose don't want to wander too close. They can do a lot of damage, but they are paper thin, and they will die horrible deaths quite easily. Right, T3RD is doing its thing, and that is causing problems for Lex. So the shells come over. Looks like he has T3RD of his own. Yes, there we go. So he's got his own T2RD. Having to go at each other, and is this going to finish? The answer is yes, because that shell missed. Does do a lot of damage to these Oblivion turrets, dude. They're quite damaged. The shield's going to get up in time, and it's going to stop the next shell or two that comes in, but it's only T2 shields. Doesn't take much to collapse them. Yeah, speaking of collapsing them, there goes one shield for Mr. Gojo, but he is under two of them, so he should be okay, and he has finishing up his second RT very shortly. So it's going to be a bit of an RT war going on here. Could be pretty even. These Cyber shields are fairly weak, but the T2 shields from the Aeon are not that great in coverage either. Okay, the middle here's a push back from Utopian. Maybe not the greatest idea, though he's trying to prevent the PD creep, which isn't doing a bad job. He has got a few of his own T2 PD going on down here. A nice little bunch in position to help take out these forces. The word. There's a you could push through this gap right here. Absolutely nothing stopping all these units just going straight up the guts, getting it behind and doing some damage. But now we have Utopian. He's got problems. T2PD is strong, yes, but very slow firing, and T1 does a great, when in close proximity, a great job of killing those off. And what do I hear? I hear Elmi coming in with his comm. The T2PD is about to go down. Nothing left there. Now we have Ilshivers and Elmi in the area, but we see Utopian is quite comfortable with his commander and some units, so he's lost his PD, but he should be okay. T2 ID Wars, we've got a couple there and they've taken damage, so some shells have been landing there from good old Lex. Got a couple of T2 ID of his own. He wants to get another shield down, I think. He's got one shield against two, and that one's being upgraded, so that's going to be an advantage. Gojo. Right hand side, and hello Tech Bank. What's it going for? Answer is everything. So cyber attacks, they got split, and they're trying to hit. Ooh, they were going for R300, but the Hydra got in the way. He's trying to get Raz, and he does not want to cancel that. The amount of resources he has put into that, but my word, here comes some more. He's going to want to move straight away and moves into ARAS. Uh-oh, I don't think that's the right idea. Attacks are coming in, he has no TMD in front of him. They've gotten through, and he has moved. He's cancelled the ARAS and moved his comm. He saw them coming and thought, yeah, no, let's not stand there. And indeed, they would have killed him had he remained where he was standing. Like to get away from that, but attacks going down this way, though there's a couple of buzzkills and shields in the way. I don't think they're going to get a huge amount done. There's more in place that front. Okay, ASF's up here from Ev. What's he doing? Win air, and he's done exactly that. Maybe scouting his opponent to see what he's got. By the way, get some restorers up. Got some good anti-air on those, and a couple of ASFs will help thin the numbers. One restorer still up, two ASFs down, and they're not going to be up in the air much longer, especially with the second restorer coming out. Say goodbye to that air. Feels like a bit of a throwaway. On the left hand side, let's have a look back over this way. And this is Lex having another go. He has got a couple of T2RD up of his own, of course. They have taken out the RC from Gojo, but he has switched up to mobile missile launchers, and why not? Oh, don't move in. No, don't move in with your mobile missile launchers. Oh dear. And T1 bombers coming. There's a flak in there though. I like the way the Rex bounce off shields as well. That's a nice touch, rather than have them fall on through. Anyway, these TAC missiles are trying to get work done. There's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them. Do they not know they're there? Well, they've half scouted them, they should know. But there's now Aeon TMD up, and doesn't matter how many tech launchers you've got, if you fire them all at the same time, in the same area, one Aeon TMD will stop you. Because that's just what Aeon TMD does. It stops things in bulk, and we can see R300 is over here. He's quite happy. All comfortable. Right. Let me finish this T2 on his com. T2 land out from Utopian, so that's all good. His commander is still exposed. Still happy jaunting around at the T2 stage and even T3 at this T3 air. I would not be comfortable with my commander up front when there's T3 air in the sky. There could be stress coming before you know it, and this is a mass push coming on the right hand side. Quick look on the left, and yeah, TMD is going to stop those Vipers all fine. Need some more T2ID though. But this push on the right hand side, here we go. We got T2 on the left facing up against T2 there, so that's a bit of an army clash going on the front there. There's a lot of point defense. A bunch of triads are just shredding these units. Have a look at them getting absolutely obliterated and trying to push it in, and restorers moving up as well, so there's going to be nothing left of that. These guys are the figurative hitting your head against a brick wall. They're going to get absolutely nowhere with this. Maybe they could take down a shield, although it's under a double shield there, so they've got to deplete this shield before they can knock out that shield, and vice versa. They will be covering each other from under shield antics like this. But too bad. Nothing much there. This army has one out on the left hand side, but supporting forces coming in from Elmi are showing these guys away. So that is a good support from Elmi, keeping some assistance on his teammate along with those restorers doing their thing, but they are tidied up by some ASFs. They wipe the floor with him there. And up the front is Prince still. Right, R300 feels comfortable enough to stand still and get a res on his comm. Why not? He's got some DMD dotted around the place, and he is under a T3 shield. He should be fine. Left hand side, let's see. Still with the TMD, still with a couple of T2I. Honestly, it's a decent bank of Oblivions, but I think a couple more T2I would do the trick just to kill off all of this. Maybe one more. Right, we do have a push up the mid from Utopian. He's trying to do some things. Obsidians are very tanky. They take a lot of damage. They pack a huge alpha for a T2 unit, and when they move in range they can obliterate your turrets quite happily. Of course it takes time to get in range, but if you support them with the mobile shield generators, just have a look at everything that's going on. They have cleaned up this. Only a couple of Cerberus turrets left here and there, but of course commander and some supporting units, they can't get too much further. On the right hand side, no forces left, and now trying to deal with mobile missile launchers. Flapjacks moving up to the front, and they're going to lob their missiles over. Just the 1-2 shield generators with a couple of buzzkills, trying to focus them down. A T2 could be the answer. If it decides to lob at these guys, it could take them out quite happily, but we have some counter T2 coming down from Prince, and that is going to be sad times for this little front base. T1 RD coming in drips and drabs is not great when you're facing up against triads. They will just get horribly bad. See, look at that. Nice and easy. Kaboom. Pretty much way smash. Extra tech launches going on. Wow. How many is that? 12, 20 tech launches. We have 7, 7, and 6. Yep. 20 tech launches planned out here on the right. That's going to be a problem for anything but Aeon TMD. And speaking of Aeon TMD is down here trying to space against some Vipers. Alright. Doing some work. Another artillery going up. Yep, another 1, 2, 3. That will be good. They can lob their shells in, and well, actually they've done the job already. There's only one shield generator left up here of this little core base. No RC, a couple of Cerberus turrets, and a single Viper. So, yeah. There's been a hold for leg stack, and that's all well and good. Utopian still keeping this spot under his control. We have over here it is Heizekite. There we go, the T2RD plus the Vipers, Flapjacks have been telling 123 T2ID they're lobbing their shells and trying to kill things off. Buzzkill's trying to deal with all these tech missiles, but I don't think there's quite enough because they are getting through. 1, 2 Buzzkills. Take a look at that. They are landing. They are landing, and the T2ID shells are helping out immensely. Once that shield pops, we're going to see some problems. There we go. Triad down. The Triad heavily damaged, another one down. The T2ID is dead. And I hear more fighting because on the left hand side, this is Utopian pushing up again with his T2 army. But he's run into a bunch of point defense. He's run into some shields. He's run into units from Sam, from Elmi, and from Gojo. What is left to repel this force? Not enough on the ground. These guys are basically being chased right on down, and what can they stop them with? This is nothing but hello, Prince of Wrath, and that was the tech snipe. So 11 tech launchers managed to get through all of this. There weren't quite enough TMD and shields or anything, and that is a bunch of pressure off on there, and immediately in swarm the units. Okay, on the left though, even as Prince dies and the units come swarming in, there are some defending restorers, so I think it'll be okay if we keep things at bay there. But the push on the left as well, a couple of obsidians are pretty much all that's left there. Single point defense trying to have a go against a bunch of virtuals, never going to work. But this is a problem. What is there on the ground that can stop that? Well, there are some strats. I think they're going to have to use those defensively. They might have been saving them up for a rainy day, but as of now, they can spread their bombs around. They can do some good damage there and spread their bombs on what they need to do instead of just flying around doing nothing. You got to drop those things for them to be effective. Having said that, they could have caught out Elmi here. Maybe they're looking for a target. Right, Restorers on the right hand side getting attacked by ASFs, but they have defending ASFs and SAMs in the area, so the Restorers should be fine. Look at that, another tech snipe attempt. We get nothing done because, as mentioned, Aeon TMD, there's no single volcano pops this ball up, distracts all of these at once. They do nothing. Right, over here we see Lextech thinks again about pushing this way. These units are running into the back of Mazakite's base. What has he got to stop those? Well, not much. He does have a Percival, but that's probably going to be better for killing off Ilshivas than anything else. But to be very good at killing Ilshivas, going to take a shot or two to do it. Let's have a look. At the moment, just killing off some of this mobile missile launchers, because why not? Right, gunships out from Eve trying to help out, but interceptors loading in from Sam are doing bad things there. Percy. Boom. Happily stands still and just takes these to the face while the damaged Titans come and support Pillars Titans. Percy's, that is a tough little mix for these guys to deal with. It's a lot of anti-air. Maybe too much. But that is the mix. Right up here we have gunships doing more business. We do have a single Oblivion here. Anything that pops in range is going to get shot. Maybe a snuff, but gunships once again tracked down by Samsite, Sensors and Zinties. And clean those up. Strat bombers doing strat bomber things. Dropping a payload, killing a bunch at once. More strats back there. Okay. This push has gone all the way up here because there's Percivals and Titans in this group, and just have a look at how far they've gotten. Restorers or no, those Percys take a lot to kill. There is a bunch of point defense here. Some Oblivion turrets are going to help out immensely with killing those off, because you can see here R300 was trying to build a Colossus, and he's going to succeed. He says thank you for the mass because, well, it is. Percivals, when they die, drop 1,000 mass, so they're not so great. Evgen is starting up with a teleporter. A curious decision, but now that things are dying off, we can see there is 19,000 reclaim waiting to be grabbed. A couple of dead mass extractors, so that's never helpful. And in come the tanks again. Oh no, no, no! R300 spots the tanks a little bit too late, and what did that army achieve? Well, while it didn't kill much, it did critically kill off all the TMD, and as R300 was trying to move away, he was bouncing off an engineer, and he does not get out. So that is a massive blow for team number 1. There's nothing on the ground. Army's base is under attack from T1 units. NG stopped me 3 times. Yes. That's exactly what happened. We saw it. He saw the attacks coming. He tried to move. We went bounce, and died. Because he could. Because of one engineer in the way. Lucky. But now we have a push in from Elmi. I don't think it's going to get too far. T2 against T3 and shields. Some T1 bombers turn up, but they get beaten down by flak. There's a couple of flak in there doing their duty. But now, the question is, what can they do? Up here we can see Elmi's base. I don't think he's even aware. I think his attention is all down here trying to get T3 on his comm. Surely he's aware of it now though. Engineer dies and there's nothing but reclaim. HQ is not building a thing. That's a surprise. I thought at least he would put something there, but Elmi puts out the control K. His comm is, well, was mid upgrade, but that's all going to pop in a second. I believe he surrendered and he is gone and out. It's leaves Samsite and Gojo, 2 left-hand players to face off against all of this. Not looking great for them. So this is probably a key thing. TMD popped over here to kill off Prince. TMLs. And then the same for R300, who was unlucky to bounce off his own T3, his own NG, and just could not get out of the way. Little B bomber is, oh, never mind, dies from flag. He's fine. Now we have Harbingers, and they're just going to reclaim, walk around and reclaim stuff because they can. Because Harbingers do that, but now the question is, what have they got left? The answer is sweet fuck all. Do we have a tech bank here from Sam? How far can they reach? Well, oh no, there's TMD all around the place now. 1, 2, everywhere. TMD everywhere. It's not going to get much done with those. And no radar means he doesn't see this coming. How's he got no radar? I'm guessing maybe he has no energy. He does not. No energy, no radar. No seeing this coming, and Yuri has built a Colossus. He's been quite quiet during the game actually. Haven't seen his name too much, but he does have T3A. He's got some, you know, shockers out as well. He's finished in GC. He's got a quantum gateway. Hasn't really done a heck of a lot, but he's been around, I guess. He's echoed up. Stomping on his way with the GC. Those are artillery rounds. They're going to say goodbye to everything up there. Utopian says, wait for me. And the answer, we doesn't need to, because Samsite is surrounded by Titans and he is a dead man. Not really a snipe. He's dead. Simple as that. Too many Titans, nothing doing, and he is out of the game. Samsite dies to Heiser, dies to Titans. That is enough. All that's left now is right back here. It is Gojo. And the question is, what can Gojo do? And the answer is, well, not much. GC stomping towards him. He's got strat bombers overhead. He's got a T3 army over this way ready to rock on in. And Eunice as well. From gunships ready to go. Alright. Let's see just how much of... Oh, never mind, the strats are on the way. Oh, you're kidding me. A teleport from Ev? That's just rude to win the game. Feels a bit rude. Still, dead is dead. There we have it, folks. A fun little 6v6 A couple of key moments over here from these two snipes. Got 1-2 kills, crucially the kill on R300, because he was looking pretty solid, and he had a GC underway as well before this team did, and that GC finished up. It could have stomped through and done a lot of damage, and he had a good air coverage as well. But that's how it goes sometimes. A couple of key moments and the game just swings in somebody else's favor. In this case, as you saw, it swung in the favor of Team 2.